Alright, so today's video we're watching a Plat 4 tank on console. We're gonna see some D.Va, Orisa, and Ramattra. They say, hi, I have watched your content for years and it has helped me climb from a Gold 2 tank up to Plat 4. But I feel like there's times I don't quite deserve the rank. I grinded last season as Giga Buff D.Va, but I feel a bit stuck now as I can't just easy mode. I am not a tank main, but my trio and I are always scared to rely on random tanks, so I cover it while my boyfriend does other roles. This game was scary. I have no idea how to play into a Roadhog. It's my biggest fear, and what's worst, we get Gibraltar. I hate this map. I hate their tank, but I needed to suck it up. Our Genji was dissing me in the first half, but we both shut up in the second. I found my groove, and I'm proud of how my team worked together. Sadly, I feel like I continue to go up and down these past 2 seasons. Is it my positioning, hero picks, map awareness? I want to be a reliable tank my trio can depend on when we want to climb. Help me, you're my only hope. Ah, I get the reference. I get the reference. They got a Roadhog. You're on the high ground up here in second, which is totally fine. Little bit of... Okay. If you're ever gonna play like this angle, don't be like out here wide. This is a mistake I've made a few times on D.Va. I do it way less now, but like if they have a hog, the hog can pull you, but like play like corners more. Like don't play in the middle of the bridge. This is bad positioning. This is better positioning. Notice I didn't say it was good positioning. It's just like, this is better than sitting here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Good sleep there by the Ana. Don't peek to this. Okay. I want to stop you right here. There is zero reason for you to re-engage onto the cardigan right now. Look at your HP. You don't even have armor. Armor is such an important part to D.Va's kit right now because D.Va's worse since previous seasons, as we know. D.Va is very much like paper mache once that armor's gone. And if you're going back in with this type of HP right here, this is not good. Just go get healed up, go hide. If your team gets mad at you for not controlling the point, etc., you're not going to be able to. So even if you get away here, and you didn't, right? There was no reason to rotate that way just to get demeched low ground. See? So, that's on you. But it's very important not to re-engage. And a lot of players run into that issue. And onto Orisa. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Especially when you're down one. But just get in the habit of that. I think a lot of players don't understand, like... I want to pause to talk about it because I think it's helpful for anybody who plays Overwatch. A lot of players have this tendency of not knowing when to just stop playing the game for a second. And I find that whenever I watch a lot of spectators, players aren't willing to take 2 seconds to get fully healed and would rather get killed or demeched, go back to spawn because you get rolled, and then complain about not being healed, when in reality, in Overwatch, it is very, 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 very hard for a support to be able to keep you up the whole time. The moment they have to reload, the moment they get shot at, the moment that anything happens, that's it for you to be getting pocketed. So you need to make sure you let your HP reset to full, or at least to a reasonable amount, right? Like, listen, if the D.Va pushes back in there with 600 HP, I'm not gonna be like, you know, don't do that. I can give you that leeway, because even I do that. But if you have 200 HP and your reaction is to keep repeaking, and then not get healed, that's where the problem happens. So you need to just take that extra second to get back to full HP. I have moments like that. I didn't think I could talk about those moments more. That comes from experience. I gotta learn that with tanking. Now back away. You can't go back in. That's it. You either just reset, or that's it. That's fine. There's no get out there. So you either die on the point, or you try to javelin spin back to the spawn doors and hope that you can TP back. Orisa's fine on second. I will say, for me, I prefer D.Va on second, but let's be honest here. Other teams playing Roadhog. When it comes to like hero selection here, Orisa's totally fine. You're not gonna have to worry about their tank being mobile, so you're okay in this spot. They don't even have a mobile-based comp. Good job there. I want you to drop down now. Okay, javelin spin. HP's okay. Javelin, armor's to your left. A little bit of cooldown spam, but I'm gonna give it to you. Pink Terror, thanks for the 5. Thank you, appreciate it, thanks. They're on Zarya now. I want to point out to people, I've been talking about this. Zarya does not mean you have to switch off Orisa. Okay? Wait, I really want to start getting people out of the mindset of, like, it's 1-to-1 when it comes to, like, a tank swap. There's a lot involved in it. Looking at your comp, you were totally fine on Orisa. That's unlucky. I could have called that, but I honestly... Oh, hi, bud. I think that that's okay to trade EMP for that. I would have liked to see you pop your cooldowns immediately. Remember, when you're hacked, it does, like, it's only for, like, EMP's like, what, 3 seconds there? You probably had time. Is EMP 3 seconds? I think. Ramattra swap, we'll see how this goes. All right, so Ramattra swap. Now, this is an interesting one now because there's a lot of discussion on, like, how this swap goes now. But one thing Ramattra's good at, you can make a Zarya not have fun. It takes 4 punches to kill both bubbles. And you go, well, yeah, but they're gonna have 80 energy or 90 energy. It's like, yeah, but an out of position Zarya with 80 energy or 90 energy is gonna get rolled. I don't mind the swap here, so I'm curious to see what you're doing here. Like, okay, is this where you and the Genji are talking to each other? Is my guess. So we'll see how it goes now. Emily, thank you for the free sponsor. Thank you. Look at Emily. Thank you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you need to start to be a little bit more aggro here. It feels like you've been waiting for a reset, but like the reset happened twice. So I would say this is a little bit on you not being, like, at a certain point, even in a 4v5 there, you need to push up. It felt like you just played passive there, like you're playing support, and I feel like that was not what we want to see out of you right there. It just felt like it was just a bit of a misplay. You didn't know to get aggressive again. You stood there, and that was that. So remember, so you kind of like, you said you wanted to be that tank for like your trio. And one thing I'll always say with tanks, right, is I don't mind if you play further back, but like it needs to be a team effort and it needs to make sense. And the problem that you ran into right there, at least from what I saw, is that they have a Zarya, they have all these players who are taking space in your team. So if you don't stop them at any point, you just lose, right? Zarya benefits from having a bunch of map control and like being able to run at your team. So like if you're like, hey, where should you hold that? On your side of the bridge, you know, the bridge on 3rd point, like the little side there, like holding that side of it. Like take that angle away and take that ability for your teammates to set up. And like something that gets lost as a tank for a lot of people, they think about, oh, my HP, this is what's gonna happen. But sometimes you just need to go up there and have them shoot at you so that way your teammates can like actually play the game. Because sometimes if they're just constantly running your team, your DPS are taking chip damage, they can't do anything, and as a tank player, you're not moving in ever, then you just lose. Don't be afraid to get a little bit more aggro there because your teammates need that space to get out of the spawn doors. The moment you give that up, it's over. I like D.Va on attack. D.Va on attack is one of my favorite D.Va spots here in Gibraltar. 1st point especially, and 2nd point. 1st and 2nd is really good for D.Va. Check your corner, by the way. I was gonna say, whenever you go in there, I've made that mistake a couple times. Check your right corner. Players like to hide there. Good job recognizing it after they hacked you, of course, but yeah. I'm gonna pause for a second. Okay, out of curiosity, chat. This is actually a good one because the person in the chat said that they said to the Genji, I said maybe no Genji. I want to ask a question to chat. When somebody says to the hero that you're on, maybe no insert. Nobody, come on. If somebody says to you, maybe no insert hero, and you're on that hero, what is your reaction to that? Because I feel like sometimes when that's the approach, yeah, you're gonna get a little bit like, most of the time, you're gonna be like, are you saying I suck? Like, what is this, like? So the point I'm making is, it's more about the approach of like, you get offended. That's what I'm saying. I think it's more of the approach at that point, right? What's gonna happen is they're either gonna go, what are you talking about? Or they're gonna try to come up with something that you're doing wrong, right? It's not gonna be like, oh, you're right. You know what? I'm gonna swap off Genji. No, they're gonna tell you that you're playing bad. They'll be like, what do you do? What do you mean? No, you suck. Give me some space, damn it. Like, I think an easier way to go about it is what can you do to help your teammates pop off? And I think sometimes players react better than that because sometimes you'll get, yeah, or like, hey, could we get this hero because because of this, like other reasons rather than like, maybe we just switch Genji here. Because while you did admit that it was an us issue, a team issue, when you say that, it doesn't feel like that's what you're saying, right? That's exactly what happened. I was like, fair, but we need to get that Zen. That's what I figured. I kind of predicted what the reaction was going to be because I've seen this type of interaction so many times. All right, I went on like a longer discussion on this one. It's more about like theory about how to get people to swap And the approach just needs to probably be a little bit better. Top 500, it's very meta-based, but in like silver, in like gold, etc., it's less meta-based. Does that make sense? Sorry, the reason why I'm not hitting play is because Sully's just in Bengal mode, so like, what he's doing right now, he's unplugging my stuff because he knows it gets a reaction out of me. He's currently in Bengal mode, but so I'm trying my best to time this perfectly with him. Okay, he's good. Sully's good now. He left. Okay, let's continue on. As I say that, he's back. But maybe not, like, unplug my stuff. What are you doing? Back to the D.Va. Sorry, chat, for the long delay between that. I was just like, talking about that. Good pick on the Zen. Nice job. That was bad position by the Zen. Out of curiosity, what happened to here that the other team just like let your team push cart and then you got 2 kills? I don't know what happened, but good job by your team. Get ready. I have to pause again in a second. Sully is ready to jump up here again. This is console, yes. Your team's kind of snowballing through. By the way, going high ground there was the correct play. For people wondering on, like, the theory of that, like, your D.Va going high ground while your Mei pushes cart is actually a good strategy. Because the Mei has the ability to survive any type of push, and you can also control high ground. That's a very good job across the board by both you and the Mei. Don't be afraid to alt pass where the hog is to the left. Throw it into the ground. No, Sully. Stop, I can't pause. All right, buddy. No, we're not gonna. No, we're not gonna unplug. Come here. Okay, we'll go to about here. Ult in here wouldn't. Nope, you can't ult there. It's a very slight timing. Yeah, that's just a very good hack timing. Like very unlucky. Yeah, Bengals are very high energy. They're very high energy. He's back up there again. No, 1 second, chat. No, we're not doing this. Not today. He runs into the other room. Grabs my pajama pants, starts kicking them, and just stares at me. That's what he just did. Here we go. Okay. One thing I want to give advice on when trying to eat that ultimate. I've gotten a little bit better at eating the ultimate, not perfect. Remember that you can react to. And if you're confident that you can react to it, what I usually do is I DM right away, drop my DM, and then wait for them to do it again. Because that's when they think their window is. So if you hold your DM like that, it becomes really... When they're in front of you. If they fly past you, it's a little bit of a different game because they have so much like room. But when they're in front of you like that, like kind of mind game it a little bit. Like, you know, put your DM up, then drop it. And then they might react to it, and then you can react to it again. I think that's one of the better ways to go about that. Good job there. Okay. I can see that ult coming from a mile away. One thing, okay. I'm gonna wait till this, I paused a lot, so I'm gonna let this one go through here in a second. I'm gonna pause now since this team fight's gone for long. I need you to get a little bit more aggressive. So one thing you're doing right now is you're playing a little bit too passive. So when your Mei gets a good wall, I want you to think about it from the point of view of the other team. If you're the other team and you get Mei walled off, what is gonna be easier for you? Shooting at a Mei running at you by themselves in front, or a D.Va who's in your face and then the rest of the team is following suit? So I want you to be a little bit more aggressive. This part, and this is why I had to pause it early, this part was fine. Where you disengaged out, it's because they had a bunch of ults. You were low HP, that's what we talked about earlier. I'm okay with that. But before that, when your Mei had a good wall before your D.Va ult, you needed to push in, and you didn't. So I think the number one issue you're running into, because you asked about everything, it's been your unwillingness to kind of really go in front and take some of that damage. If you're not gonna, the best way to put it to me, like for me, is if you're not gonna be aggressive in the front line, then you need to be above them on the bridge. You need to be behind them. You need to make them have to react to you. If you just stand here like you're playing Reinhardt, it's not gonna go well consistently. It's gonna be very RNG, all right? Even now, like, in that situation, you should fly away. Don't just stand there. You're playing like Reinhardt. You're not Reinhardt as D.Va. Stop standing there and taking a bunch of, like, this damage, and you'll see a huge improvement for yourself. Respect hitting Bronze Cat gameplay. Hey, Sully has 100% hook accuracy. Okay, he's good. He got his energy out now. He's chilling. I'm partying. Thanks to the 11 months of the British Plaza. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks. Good Mayelf by your team. Good pylon kill. Good backline pressure. A little concerned about the hog behind you, but like your team seems to be handling it well. Get on the brig. Nice. Push in now. Push in. Push in. Push in. Go to the hog. Go to the hog. Do you see what I'm talking about, by the way? Do you see how up until that moment right there, you were unwilling to be aggressive? You see what I'm saying? Like, even in that situation where, like, you can push into that hog, that was kind of the problem. You see what I'm saying? It's like you're just kind of afraid to go on the front line sometimes, and if it's basically as D.Va. If you're not going to be aggressive, then go above and be aggressive that way. Be on flanks. The baby D.Va stuff is different, obviously. Good news is the other team doesn't know what ult economy is, so they keep you in the game a lot, which is nice, right? That part's nice. Yes, here you go. This is what I'm talking about. Good pathing. You'll see why in a second. Do you see what happened right there? How when you went high ground and flanked around, their reaction on their team was, wait, what's going on here? Start backing up, they get lost, and now you win the team fight? More than likely. That's what I'm talking about. That's where you need to be more aggro, and then you're seeing a good result against that. And once again, when I say aggro, it doesn't mean like fly into the team and just feed. It means take space when you have it. When they give you like that middle ground in the neutral game, take the space that they give you. If they don't give you the space, create it elsewhere by going up into high grounds, flanking their back line. Make them have to turn around is what I'm saying. One bubble used, you can ult over the bridge, or you can ult there. That's fine too. I don't mind that ult, by the way. Honestly, like, I didn't even recognize they switched to Kiriko at that point. So or like not even switched. I don't know. I just didn't recognize they were Kiriko, so you're fine. But look what it does. The aggression gets you kills. You're up there. You're creating space for your team. You see this? Good job. Yeah, towards the tail end of this half, I got to see a lot more out of you from like a positional, like the way that you played was a lot better. So I was happy to see that out of you, where you played a much more aggressive play style, and it went well. It worked for you, which is nice to see. So good job on that side.
Do not falter. The payload is under my protection.
Using up the wall, that's fine. I imagine you went Ramattra because they have a Zarya.
Take everything from them. I will give you shelter.
You know, part of me wants you to go high ground. Part of me understands that it's overtime, and like, I don't. You'll be fine. Their team's gonna overreact anyway. Shield for your teammates in a second. Nice kill. That shield's fine. You just make sure that you can shoot the pylon. Go with Vortex. Nice. Good usage of cooldown so far. Good job. You said you really like Ramattra against Zarya now? I mean, what I've seen from Ramattra now is Ramattra is stronger against other comps, weaker against Rein. So I think it just comes down to how much, you know, you love the shoot through shield playstyle, right? There is benefit to it, but there also is like, I also get the other side of it. You have Nemesis form, you're fine. Yeah, make sure to block towards them. Don't get hooked again. Remember, hook is the, there you go. Vortex, good Vortex, because that's gonna have to force them back left. Nice. You're good. It's a nice push. Other team's definitely not reacting the way they should. Other team is really hecking up. This is what the other team's doing wrong, by the way. They're doing exactly what I talk about in like, people, for some reason, stop playing the way that you're supposed to play when they get to overtime. They just start running to the cart over and over again. If you saw your teammates running one by one to the cart at the beginning of a game, you'd be going, dude, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? But then come overtime, everybody does that. And you're just like, just because it's overtime, hey, if you win a team fight, the cart stops pushing. If you run one by one to the cart keeps pushing. That's why it's okay to give up 50 meters to win a team fight rather than everybody one by one waterfall to the cart and fall over. Because what's the point? You're just waiting to what? Stack up your ultimates maybe if like you can? But look at the other team's ults. Look at the other team's ults right now. They've almost built Soldier 76 ult. Now, if you told me, Oregas is plat. If you told me that in order for the other team to win, they have to win off of a Soldier 76 ultimate, I'd be pretty happy with that. There goes the Somber again, who keeps us running at your team. Take space here, by the way. Take space. You killed the tank. Take space. You're in a trio. You can trust your teammates to push card. Go in. Nice. Oh, there's the Soldier ult. I know they didn't mean to nano you, but it's okay. There's the Soldier ult. Wow. Bad timing on your ult, by the way. Remember, you need to be attached to people for the ult to keep going. Otherwise, after 3 seconds, it's done. So be careful of that. And there you go. Look at that. A good push, and honestly, a lot of it has to do with, yeah, you played that well, and the other team misplayed massively, but that's how it goes. Your team played pretty mistake-free. Their team decided that everything that worked before wasn't going to work again and just ran in straight lines, so it works out in your favor, doesn't it?
A sniper is nearby. Take cover.
For it. Drop down bottom left. One spot I really like in this map, by the way, is playing this corner. If you're a tank and you have any type of mobility or like survivability, which Ramattra does, I would argue Ramattra can get out of here if need be. You have the rotation out. You can go here up the stairs again with Nemesis form. Your teammates are set up here. Don't be afraid to play the corner here because you have protection for most of them, unless they take the wide peek, which they're not going to take the wide peek. It gives your teammates space. You can prevent any of the Sigma from getting value. And on top of that, you can also get kills on low HP backline. So play that corner. Like, is it okay to play up top? Yes. It's okay to play here, but that's a very strong spot for tanks. Very strong spot, especially if you're playing like Winston or D.Va there, but Ramattra can get away with that. I just don't want to see you drop like here. Yeah. Like, you're going to survive this. But I want you to think about from, like, what your teammates have to do to be able to help you at this angle in comparison to help you at this angle. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, your teammates have to peek a corner. They have to be, you know, susceptible to, like, people over here, drop down. That's not advantageous for your team, right? So that's why you either play the corner here or you rotate and drop here. That's your choices, not... I mean, you could also rotate, drop here. It's even safer, but not drop here and then your teammates have to play angles. You won the team fight, but can you see why it wouldn't be like the play you want to ideally do?
Devour them.
So, would have dropped there sooner. Now you're fine because you won that team fight, so you can play the corner now. But no, we're not doing this, buddy. No. I thought, wait, you just were gone for like 10 minutes. No, we're not unplugging that. Come here. Did he recharge? I don't know what he did. Oh, man. But anyway, you could have dropped sooner. But now you can drop there and stay there now because they have to get to that spot again, so. I'd still play that corner now. Your teammates are in a spot where they can help you. You can go here. This is fine, too. But I would have stayed up there a little bit longer. Yeah, Brock? I mean, it definitely is a Monday. You're not wrong about that. Nope. 1 second. No, that's the power cable. That's not happening. All right, we're back. Sorry, chat. All right, we can do this. Nice kill there. Good job. Much better. I will say you've gotten a little bit better at playing aggressive. But, like, these are moments where I'm watching, you see your teammates, how they're up there. Definitely play a bit more aggro. I really think that's going to help you. Once again, to anybody watching the spectating and to you watching here, too. Stop Like, when I say being aggressive, I don't mean run into their team and feed. I mean take map control as you move in, okay? Take space. That doesn't mean run into their team and get rolled and go, well, I'm supposed to be aggro. It's always the guy from Elden Ring who loves chaos. I mean, he's just having fun. I mean, you know, part of me says play that safer, and part of me's like, you know what? You kind of just got rolled, and there's nothing you can do about that. I don't know. Still a minute left, so I'd recommend not ulting. Definitely don't ult. Good job. Okay, a little bit of a tip here.
I will give you shelter. Yes.
Where are your supports at? Yes, so this is helpful to your supports and to anybody when you play Overwatch. If you win a team kill and you know you can't get killed, drop this shield, take aggro from Bob, and just let your Ana heal you. Your Ana's at 3% ult charge. If you take enough damage from this Bob, you're looking at 20% ult charge for your Ana, 15%, which doesn't sound like a lot because they just got a new ultimate, but think about that later in the game. Anytime you can take a little bit of damage in a one team fight for your supports to use ultimates, you're going to be in a good spot. Always get that extra ult charge. It goes a ton. You have news to share? Oh, well, I will hear that news in 1 second because I have a Bengal trying to unplug my stuff. For the longest review ever. I still is just... And the thing is, he's doing the same loop, by the way. He comes up here, he tries to unplug the power cable, looks at me, runs to the bedroom, grabs my pajama pants, kicks at them, and stares at me. Rinse and repeat. What? Oh, you proud of that? Are you proud of that? All right, so remember here, playing server control, I always thought you're gonna hear me say server. This is server. Holding server control is good because you can control this part of the map. I want to show people this very quickly because I've talked about explaining stuff. The reason why you want to control server is because you can deny high ground and also go for flanks. You can have teammates over here, and then you can create crossfires. That's why you want to control server, which is this room. And it allows for you to basically have this whole map, which means that if the enemy team really wants to win a team fight, they need to take this map control. But because you can see it coming from a mile away, you can rotate out and then still control this part of the map. That's why it's a good part. I know it's a plat game, but I want to show you reasons as to why you want to control that area. It creates angles and like crossfires. So here we go. And heck yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed them. Let's go. Don't ult this. Yep. Even if you win this team fight, I'm okay with you not ulting. Good ult economy is going to win this game for you now. Remember, you're going to win off of good ultimates. I say that as your team has no ults. But they don't really have anything either. They have EMP, so like, you have an option here. Get EMP'd and lose, or Ramatra ult, and then hope that you survive the seconds between them. But I would get aggro now. I would get aggro now. Your team's here, everybody's here. You want to get their ults out. So get in there. Your Reaper and your Genji should not be the ones leading the charge here. Here's the EMP. Okay, 3, 2, buddy. No, we're not unplugging that. Let's finish this VOD. We're almost there. So yeah, after the EMP happens here, you would just Ramatra ult this and pretty much win. Good job. Yeah, there's no way they can win that. Good purple by your Ana. Sit on the cart. Honestly, you win that either way. Them getting off the cart, that game's over. Good job. Well played. So we'll pause right here. As you can see, they were done. Their team was just, that was it. They had no ults. Mauga might be able to get an ult in time, but I think your team already won at that point. So anyway, I will say that the number one thing for you, from what I could gather, from what I just watched, is 1 second. No, that's the power button, buddy. So the number one thing that you need to work on is taking map control and space for your team. Because mechanically, you had some good moments. I'm not going to worry too much about that. But I definitely feel like your inability to create space for your teammates is the number one issue you're going to run into, which is why you had such a rough defense and had a couple rough moments after that. So just remember, you don't need to run into their team. You don't need a full sprint. But when you're playing these heroes, you need to create space for your teammates. If say you're playing DPS or support. Like, say you're a DPS or a support, and you have a tank that plays passive. You're going to be like, why is my tank not in front of me? What do I do? And then you try to make these plays, and you get rolled. So as you play with your trio, as you keep playing, remember, focus on taking areas of the map, zoning out the map, get map control. If you're playing a hero like D.Va, and you can't be on the front line, fly above them, get behind them, become like that backline assassin as D.Va, and force their team to fall back. If they don't go for you, you get free kills. If they turn for you, Now your teammates have more space. So that is your number one issue. If you clean that up, I think you'll start to be a much better tank and you'll start to climb a little bit more too. So you absolutely got this. You got this. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment. All of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectator, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. That is where you do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. Also stream live on YouTube. So stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, I hope you have an amazing day/night.